All right, so we want to look at the various types, revise the various types of fractions. What fraction? What are they? Like fractions. So we have like fractions. Like fractions. The next one. Unlike fractions. Mixed fractions. Mixed fractions. Improper fractions. Yeah, Joe. Proper fractions. All right. Proper fractions. Roy, I'm coming to you. Equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions. Just remember any? Unit fractions. Unit fractions. What else? Okay, whole fractions. Yeah, whole fractions. Do we have any left? Okay, maybe as we go along the line, we may come across one. So I'll be mentioning, we'll pick the fractions one by one and then define them. You pick one and you define. Which one do you want to talk about? Right. Like fractions. Okay. Like fractions. So let's define what like fractions are. Roy. So fractions with the same denominator. Two examples from me. So 1 out of 4 and 2 out of 4. So since they have the same denominators, they are like fractions, right? Anyone else? Mention the fraction and define it. Or like fractions, unlike fractions. How do you define that? So fractions with different denominators. Example. 1 out of 4 and 5 out of 6. So these two are unlike. So waiting for more. All right, equivalent fractions. Beautiful. Equivalent fractions. That will be fractions that are equal. Okay, fractions that are equal. Fractions that are equal. Example. Example of equivalent fractions. Okay, you, Mel. 2 out of 4 and 4 out of 8. Yeah, so just find another one. Joe. Improper fractions. Good. Improper fractions. What are improper fractions then? Okay, so fractions, perfect. Fractions with what? Bigger. Okay, with bigger numerators. Example is 5 out of 2. Any other example? 6 out of improper fractions. Yes. 6 out of 2. All right. Any other example? So I think we've done about like, unlike fractions, equivalent fractions. So we've done 4 out of 8. Yeah. One is a fraction and then explain what it means. Okay. Proper fractions. Proper fractions. What are they? Okay, fractions with bigger denominators. Example would be so bigger denominators, that would be 10 out of 12, 5 out of 6. Okay. Next one. Okay, you. Okay, mixed fraction. So mixed fractions. That would be so a whole number and a fraction is a mixed fraction. Example. 3 whole number, 2 out of 4. Or and any other one. 4 whole number, 5 out of 6. Is that okay? Yes. All right. Any other? There's about 3 there, 3 or 2. Unit fractions. Unit fractions. What are unit fractions?
Unit fractions are fractions that their numerator is 1.
So fractions with a numerator of 1. Or numerator as 1. An example is of a unit fraction. 1 out of 10. All right. 1 out of 10. Any other example? 1 out of 31. So simply, when a numerator is 1, it's a unit fraction. Okay, is anyone left there? We have 1 fraction left. What's that? And who can define it? Whole fractions. I want someone else to define it. Whole fractions. Oh, I want some.
Fractions are fractions that their numerator and
Okay, whole fractions. Whole fractions. Fractions with the numerator the same as the denominator. Is that okay? All right. It's okay. So fractions with the numerator the same as example. Example of whole fraction. 10 out of 10. Any other example of a whole fraction? 12 out of 12. Joe. 2 out of 2. So 2 out of 2 is also a whole fraction. 2,000 out of 2,000 is a whole fraction. 2,000 out of 2,000.